Friends, the stench of corruption now engulfs the entire Bommai government. Right from the toe of the foot up to the hair of the head, Bharatiya Janata Party Bommai government is corrupt, is engulfed in corruption, and the stench of corruption now comes from every pore of the BJP government's body. The 40% commission corruption allegations were not against one minister. They were against the chief minister and his entire cabinet. A BJP worker also was not spared by these people who sit on chair and loot the exchequer. Mr. Santhosh Patil's allegations were an evidence of that fact. When he alleged in a written letter that a senior minister, Mr. Eshwarappa, was demanding or had received 40% commission for allocation of contracts. Let people of Karnataka judge. We have a corrupt government under Mr. Bommai which doesn't even spare BJP's own workers. What would be they doing to the people of Karnataka? And finally, when no justice was done, when Chief Minister remained a mute spectator, when Mr. Amit Shah refused to act, when Prime Minister refused to respond, finally that BJP worker had to commit suicide. I am told that that suicide note he has again mentioned the minister as responsible. This is an open and shut case of murder, of corruption, of complicity, of collusion, of loot of public exchequer, and of looting even BJP's own cadre and workers. As both the PCC president and CLP leaders said, there has to be immediate registration of a murder case under section 302 of Indian Penal Code against Mr. Eshwarappa. He has to be sacked as a minister forthwith. He has to be arrested immediately without delay. If the Chief Minister, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, does not do so, it will be proved, as I said this morning, that he is a party to this corruption. That Chief Minister was complicit in corruption. By implication, this is what it would mean. So the onus and test now lies upon Chief Minister Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, on the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who always speaks about na khaunga na khane dunga. Instead, there is khaunga or khilaunga in Karnataka happening under his nose, and he refuses to respond. And a case both under 302 IPC, under Prevention of Corruption Act, and for other related offences has to be registered both against Mr. Eshwarappa as also all his colleagues who have been named and associates who was named by Mr. Patil. Now the test lies there. If Mr. Bommai will not act, if Bharatiya Janata Party does not act, not only will it be proved that the entire disturbance of communal harmony and attack on minorities is only to put a lid over corruption. Congress party will not sit idle. All of us, Congress workers, people of Karnataka, we will all rise in unison. And unless and until by this evening we give a warning to this government, either arrest Mr. Eshwarappa, sack him as a minister.
ಸರ್ಕಾರವನ್ನ ತರಾಟೆಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ನಾಯಕರು. ಇದೀಗ ರಣದೀಪ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸುರ್ಜೇವಾಲಾ, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಜನರಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ, ಕೆಪಿಸಿಸಿ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಪ್ರಕರಣ ನಡೀತು. ಇದೀಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರದ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದು, ಅಡಿಯಿಂದ ಮುಡಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅಷ್ಟು
You met the governor, you gave a delegation and you gave a memorandum that this will happen. That will also be done. Meeting the honorable governor and submitting a representation. If Bommai, as a chief minister, if he fails to take any action against
Mr. Eshwarappa, if the case is not registered, if the case is not registered under the Indian Penal Code, case is not registered under the Prevention of Corruption Act, case is not sacked, dismissed from the cabinet and not arrested, then only all these things will arise and we will take up the issue very
Are you
seriously.
hopeful, sir, that BJP government will sack him and
See,
remove
there
him?
is no option for a government. There is a clear law in this country. Whatever the statement he has given before he died, a letter returned to the leader,